Hey there, everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, 1980, Oakland at Detroit. And we're right about to start. Let's look at the lineups. Ricky Henderson, left field. Murphy in center field. Dave Reverend at first base. Wayne Gross, the third baseman, cleanup. Armas in right field. Gonzalez, the DH. First time I've seen him in the lineup the whole season. Heath at catcher. Eighth is Guerrero at shortstop. And Cox, the second baseman. It's Minetto on the mound for the A's and Wilcox on the mound for the Tigers. And it's the first game of a doubleheader for Detroit. It's going to be Peters, center field, Trammell, shortstop, Cowens, right field, Parrish, cleanup at catcher, Walkenfuss, the first baseman, Brookins, the third baseman, Lentine, the left fielder, Poppy, the second baseman, and Duffy Dyer, the DH. Let's do it. Playing Fall Classic Baseball. All right, and that is a 2-5, and a 25 is going to be an out. That 11 says that it's bounced out to the third baseman, one down. That's a 14. A 14 is a fly ball right field, 2 out. Dave Reverend with a 65. That's a pitcher home run. Pitcher home run, and Wilcox is a B, so he's up to 14. We rolled a 12, so he has no minus there, so it's a straight up 1 to 14. We rolled a 12. That's a deep drive off the bat of Reverend to right center field, and back goes the right fielder. Cowens looks up, out of here. 1-0 A's. Dave Reverend back in the lineup after about a week. Haven't seen him in a while. It's a home run in his first at bat. Here's Wayne Gross. That's a 23, and that's going to be bounced to first base. Taking it himself is Walkenfuss, and that retires the side. So 1 run, 1 hit, and we go to the bottom of the first. 1-0 A's, and the Tigers coming to bat. All right, and Rick Peters, switch hitter, batting from the left side against. No, batting from the right side against the lefty Minetto. That's a 13, and that's going to be an out. And that is bounced to third, picked up by Gross, and he throws out Peters by half a step. Here's Trammell with a 54. That's going to be a 54 chart. With nobody on base, ground ball, pitcher knocks it down, fires to first. It could be an error, so we're going to roll the... Oh. And that's a 5. Error on the first baseman is a 0, so no, he makes the play to first base. So it's 1-3. And next up is Al Cowens. He's a right-handed hitter. And that is a 64, which is a blank. Minetto today is a C, so a 64 is an out. The 9 says it's lifted to in the air to right field. That's Armas. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Minetto. Easy inning. Here's Milt Wilcox. 66, so he gets a hold of one. That's Armas. Milt Wilcox against Armas, who swings and drives it deep to left center field. Back goes the left fielder Lentine, looks up, and that's gone. Second solo shot here for the Athletics. And Tony Armas, who leads the team in home runs, connects for another one. Here's Orlando Gonzalez now, 2-0 A's. That's a 15, which will be a fly ball left field in the gap. Running after it is Lentine, and he turns on the jets and catches up to it. Heath is next with a 21, and that's an out, and that is bounced to third. Gloved by Brookins, and he throws out Heath, 2 down. Here's Guerrero with another 66, and that's going to be a drive. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Guerrero digging for second. Here's a throw. The tag. He is safe. 2-out double. Mario Guerrero drove one to left center field. Got by the center fielder who was closest to it and played it off the carom, and Guerrero gets in there to second base with a 2-out double. Here is Jeff Cox, and that's a 53. That's going to be a range check. We've checked the KD first, which fails. So the range check is going to be to third base, and it's a 4. Almost guaranteed. Brookins gets that. Almost guaranteed. And Brookins is a 10, so he does get to that. And that's a G5, and that retires the side. So 1 run on 2 hits. And it's 2-0. A's, and here comes Lance Parrish. Bottom of the second inning. It's a 53. That's a range. The KB fails, and it's an 18. Now that's going to be a base hit, and that's going to skip past the center fielder Murphy. And digging for second is Parrish with a leadoff double. So Parrish doubles on a range. Just did not, center fielder Murphy didn't get a good read on that ball, and it got by him. Kind of took an unusual route and let the ball play him rather than him playing the ball on that. And here's John Walkenfuss. He bats from the right side with a runner on second base. And let's check Parrish. He is an A. He's an average runner. And that's a 34. 34 is a blank. And on Minetto, that's going to be a base. Wrong place. That's going to be a base hit. And that will run around second. FA will score. So around to score is Parrish. Throw is cut off. RBI single for Walkenfuss. 2-1 now. Next is Tom Brookins. A 24, and that's going to be a hit by pitch is a 1, but it's not, so it's an 11. So that is, Brookins is fast. Walkenfuss is average, so he's going to make it to second. It's going to be a 4-3 fielder's choice. I'm sorry, runner advances on a ground ball. So 1 out, runner on second. Here's Jim Lentine, a right-handed batter, and that's a 43. 43 is a blank, and a 43 will be 1 to 10 base on balls. That's an 8. Ball 4. So first and second. Lentine walks. Still 1 out. Scores 2-1 A's, but there's runners on first and second with only 1 out. Here's Stan Poppy. Stan Poppy batted .237 with 3 home runs in 1980. 1980. It's a 63. That's going to be an easy out. It's going to be a fly ball. Can of corn to center field for Murphy. And here's Duffy Dyer. Doofy Dyer. 2 out, 2 on. Pitch 24, and that's going to be fly ball. This time right field towards the line is Armas, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So 1 run on 2 hits, and we go to the top of the 3rd inning. It's going to be the top of the order leading off against Milt Wilcox, who's a B pitcher. Minetto is a C pitcher. It's a nice thing I love about this game. You get every pitcher is rated 3 times, and that's a 25, and a 25 will be an out. A 20 is going to be a line out to the 3rd baseman, L5. So I'm going to write down, I rolled 20 on that. All right, and that's a 14 to Dwayne Murphy, which lifted to center field. And that's Peters, 2 out. And Reverend hit homered. And that's a 12. And here he's going to bounce out with a little number in front of the plate. And Parrish pounces on it, fires the first in time. Pretty sure that's the result of that 11. Yep, that was correct. No runs, no hits. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1980. We're towards the end of July, so we got a lot of games played already in this replay, over 100 games. So that's exciting when you start tasting the end of the season. The stats look really good. Every other game that I do, I kind of go over the stats. I may go over the stats in the second part of this game. Right now I'm playing out in the living room, dining room, whatever you want to call it. All right, bottom of the 3rd, it's Peters leading off. That's a 12, and that's a base on balls 1 to 8, but that's a 13, so it'll be bounced to 3rd base. Actually, I think that's a shortstop on the 13. It is. Picked up by the shortstop, Guerrero, and he throws out Peters. Running in the wrong place. Let's see what happens with Trammell. We may have to white that out. That's a 31. That's going to be a base hit. 31 is a blank, and on Minetto, the 31 is a single. See, single, single, single on 31, so we're going to have to white that out. All right, let's do that carefully. Let's see how we can be very Wilcox. Okay. So that's a single, and here comes Al Cowens with a runner on first. Pitch from Minetto. That's a 46. That's ballpark. And a ballpark 11. We did not bring the ballpark card. I brought everything except the ballpark card. All right. We rolled an 11 on the ballpark card for Al Cowens. Trammell is on a first, only one out. And an 11, he's a righty, so the 11 is going to be a roll again. So we're going to roll again. And that is a 54. That's going to be a wild 54 chart with a runner on base, wild pitch 16. And 16, will it be a wild pitch? Minetto's wild pitch is 18, so it will be a wild pitch. 16 is, so that's a single and a wild pitch. So runner to second base. And here goes Al Cowens. It's a 15, which will be an out. That's a fly to right. No movement on that. And then with one out, with nobody out, I would look, but not with. So fly to right. That's 2 outs, and here comes Parrish. Remember, it's 2-1 Athletics here in the bottom of the third inning, and that is a 45, which is an out. The 8 is fly ball center field. Under it is Murphy, and that retires the side. So no runs, a hit, one left. And we move to the top of the fourth inning. We're enjoying an afternoon game, a Friday afternoon game of fall classic baseball with Tony Porter. And we're learning the rules a little bit and sharing some insight. Wayne Gross, he's a left-handed hitter, and he's got power against righties. Most of his home runs were hit against righties, and here you can have against righty. He's got a home run on 25. And we are facing a righty, Milt Wilcox, and that's a 61. That's a blank. And 61 on Wilcox will be a strikeout. So he strikes out Gross, the slider away. And Tony Armas, who's already got a home run in this, a 23. That's to be a swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks from Milt Wilcox. Now his whip, this game goes by whip 1.3. It's better than ERA. You can't reproduce an ERA. That's a 64, and a 64 is an out. That 12 is popped up to the second baseman, who grabs it for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. Easy top of the fourth inning for Milt Wilcox. And now we got walking for Brookins and Lentine. Here's a pitch from Minetto. That's an error check. And we're going to roll here. We're going to look and see who the error is on using the fast action card. 52 is a potential error on the second baseman. And that's not an error, I know, because he's got an error rating much lower than that. It's Cox makes the play and throws out Walking Fuss for out number 1. Here's Brookins. Brookins was a 25, and that's an out. 19 is a fly to right field. It's got a 9, and that helps you. That tells you. Smart designer, 13, and that's a fly to center. It's because it's an 8. 8 and 18 are flies to center. And then, of course, you got a couple others sprinkled in there when you need them. Very strategically. So that's 3 up, 3 down. Easy inning for Craig Minetto. This is an actual lineup game. So we go to the top of the 5th now. Mike Keith leading off. Mike Keith is 0 for 1. It's a 41, and that's normally a base on balls, and it will be a base on balls. So Wilcox loses them, and that's the first walk of the game for Wilcox. Oh. And here comes Mario Guerrero, who will bunt. Is the top of the 5th, and that's going to be a good bunt. And 5 will go to see who it goes to. Oh, jeez. 5 on a bunt will go to third baseman. So it's going to be 5, 4, sack, runner to second. And here comes Jeff Cox, pitch from Milt Wilcox. That's a 25. 25 is a ground ball second base. That'll move the runner to third. And here's the top of the order with 2 out and a runner on third base now. Ricky Henderson has a chance to drive in a run. Here's the pitch, and that is a 13, which will be ball 4. And you know that Henderson is always a threat to steal. And Milt Wilcox throws over a couple times. Keep him close. Throws over again, and diving in is Henderson. So he knows Henderson wants to go. And Murphy's up. And here's a pitch to Murphy. There goes Henderson to throw down, and he is out. Who's the catcher? Let me double check that. The catcher is Parrish. I believe he is out. He has a 16. I rolled a 16. But let's see what the arm rating is. And Parrish's arm rating is average, so he is actually, no, he's actually safe. He is safe because he just made it. All right, so runners on second and third. And here's what 16, and it's a 62, and that is a blank. 62 on Wilcox will be a 1-2 strikeout, and he strikes him out to retire the side. Strikes out Murphy. So no runs, no hits, a couple of walks, 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, playing Fall Classic baseball. Stan Pappy with a 66, and that is a drive. And that's going to be off the wall. It's going to roll away from the center fielder Murphy. Around second and going for third is Pappy. Here's a relay from Cox. The tag by Gross, and safe at third with a leadoff triple. So it's a 2-1 score, and the Tigers have a runner on third with nobody out. Stan Pappy drove it. And stands at third base now with nobody out. Here's Duffy Dyer. So the infield's going to come in here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch, 13, and that's a strikeout. Duffy Dyer, one of my favorite players. Just got to pick up 2 more card. No, 2 more card. 71. Yeah, 2 more card sets. I have 70. I need 71, 72. All right. Actually, I think 3 more. I need 72, 71, and 70 because I have 69. The 69 players. So I still gotta pick 3 more. So here's Rick Peters with a runner on third base and 1 out. Infield is still in. Here's a pitch from Minetto to Peters, a 23, and that will be a 1-5 strikeout, and I get the 5. Struck him out. 2 down. So Craig Minetto is 1 out away from getting out of this crises, if you will. And he looks into Heath for the sign. Trammell batted 300. And here's a pitch, and it's a 44. That's line base hit. Game is tied. Alan Trammell comes up big. Drives in number 8 batter. And Trammell's on at first with 2 outs, and the game is tied at 2. All right, here's Al Cowan. That is a 22, which will be a line base hit. And let's see, will he go to third? He does go to third. Oh, wait. He does go to third with 2 outs. First and third now. And I believe that 22 is going to allow Cowens to try to steal. So throwing over is Minetto. Cowens with a good lead. Minetto throws over again. And there he goes. The throw down from Heath, and he is out. He's only a 9, and we rolled a 19. We didn't use that 19, so he is out. And Parrish is a righty, so that's going to be a 2-4. Caught stealing, and that will end the inning. So 1 run on 3 hits. And we move to the top of the 6th inning. It's Dave Reverend leading it off against Minetto. That's a 16, and that is popped up. Shortstop. Trammell. 1 away. Wayne Gross with a 12, and he bounces 1 to second base. Easy play for Whitaker. Sidearms it to first for out number 2. And here's Tony Armas with 2 out and nobody on in the top of the 6th inning in a 2-2 game. That's a 15, and that is strike 3, and he strikes out for the 2nd time. Has hit a homer, though. No runs, no hits. We go to the bottom of the 6th. All right, I'll be back. That's my Amazon delivery. All right, we are in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 2-2 ball game. It's Craig Minetto who is really, delivering an outstanding performance for a guy who pitched 7 games with 1 start. This was his only start of the season. He has a 1.7 whip, so you wouldn't expect him to be doing that well. He can go 27 batters as a starter. So far he's gone 18, 19, 20, 21, so he can go a little bit ways longer. We're going to keep him in there until he gets in trouble, and then we'll pull him. All right, so it's going to be Lance Parrish leading it off. He's 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. And here goes, 2-2 game, bottom of the 6th, 1980, in my 1980 Fall Classic replay. I hope you enjoy these streams. It's a 14-0, that's going to be an out. It's going to bounce to second base. Up with it is Cox, sidearms at the first, and gets Parrish easily. He doesn't run all that well. It's just an average runner. Here's John Wackenfuss, who is 1 for 2, an RBI single, and that's a 45. 45 is a blank. Minetto is a C, a 45 is an out, and that's right back to Minetto. Minetto fields his position and throws out Wackenfuss 2 away. Next up is Tom Brookins. He's 0 for 2. He grounded out and flied out. Tom Brookins, I don't know if you remember him, but in 1980, how'd he do? Played the whole season, 151 games, batted 275, had 10 home runs. Drove in 66. Craig Minetto checks in with Heath for the sign, sets some deals. That's a 42. That should be a base on balls, and it is, unless it says no here. No, you look at the batter first, if blank, and then it's going to be a base on balls. So if the pitcher doesn't walk that many, then it won't be a base on balls. But in this case, he does have a base on balls there. And here's Lentine, Jim Lentine. Lentine had 161 at bats, batted 261 with 1 home run. Here's a pitch from Minetto. That's a 62. That's a blank, and on Minetto, that's a 1-18 strikeout. 11, strike 3. Retires aside. And Lentine drops the bat. Just did not appreciate that. No runs, no hits, 1 left, the walk. And we move to the top of the 7th. Oakland at Detroit, 1980. I believe this is about the end of July, last week in July, 24th, I believe, 25th. Here's a pitch to Orlando Gonzalez. First time he started this year. That's a blank there. And on Wilcox, it will be an out. Be lifted to left field. Drifting over is the left fielder Lentine and settles under it. 1 down. Here's Wilcox to Mike Heath. Heath is 0 for 1 with a walk. Was sacrificed over to second base, and that's fly ball again to left field. So the left fielder's getting a little bit of action here. Lentine over again. And let's just move this over just a little bit here to get a better angle on Wilcox. All right, Guerrero with 2 out, nobody on in the top of the 7th inning. 2-2 the score. And it's a 5-3, so that's a range check, and the 14 is going to be too high for the KD lookout. The KD is a 1-2. That would be a strikeout instead of a range check. So we're going to find out who it's to. The ball is hit to the shortstop, and a 19 will be outside the range. There's no way you have a shortstop that plays every day with a 19. That would be highly, highly unusual. So that's a base hit. I'm not even going to look. And then Jeff Cox is up with a runner on first. Pitch from Wilcox. Guerrero takes his lead. It's a 42. That's a blank, and that's a ball 4. So with 2 outs now, got a runner in scoring position, and up comes the top of the order, Ricky Henderson. Henderson has been on fire the last month. He is in the league leaders in the top 5 hottest players in the month of July, batting over 400 in the month of July. Took his average from about 280 all the way to 350 in the last. He's just been on fire, man. So, but he's cooling off a little bit. He is today he is 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base. Here's a pitch to Henderson, and that's going to be a base hit. Only on a 1 though, and we got a 19, so it's going to be ball 4. It's going to load the bases. And it would be a steal, but of course the second base is not open. Here's Murphy with the bases loaded, so Wilcox can go 34, so he can stay in there a while longer. So here's Murphy, righty on lefty. Murphy, who is today's 0 for 3, flat out twice and struck out. And here's the pitch from Wilcox with the bases loaded. So the A's have an opportunity, big opportunity here to break it wide open. And that will not do it. 12 is, it's high outside, and that's ball 4, and that forces in a run. Guerrero comes in to score. And that's, I added one extra little, so that's an RBI there for Murphy. The bases are still loaded. And here comes Dave Reverend, who homered. He's 1 for 3 today. We don't want to pull Wilcox yet. This is 1980. These guys, he had 200 innings pitched, 31 games started. So he did, he did pitch some innings. I don't want to pull him just yet. And he can still go a little bit ways longer. So here's Dave Reverend. Here's a pitch. And that's a 21, which will be an out. 21 is a ground ball to short. And flips to Whitaker. And that retires the side. So 1 run. And they take a 3-2 lead on the walk. The bases loaded walk. 1 run on 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 3-2 A's. Craig Minetto against Stan Pappy. 15, that's a strikeout. 1 down. And Duffy Dyer's up with a 33, and that will be also grounded to short. Picked up by Guerrero, and Guerrero gets him at first, 2 out. And here's Rick Peters. That's a 23, which would be a 1-5, a strikeout. Swing and a miss. Get some. No runs, no hits. We go to the top of the 8th inning. So that's what he's already reached his limit in terms of batters faced, but until he gives up a walk, a hit, any type of base runner, he's still good. Minetto's still hanging in there. And here's Wayne Gross leading it off against Milt Wilcox, who's still good. That's 27, 28, 29, 30. He can go 34, so he still can go away. I push these guys. That's why I play the older seasons. I like to do that. That's a 12. That's an out. That's lifted to center field. Center fielder on a run, and Peters runs it down. So Gross gave it a ride, but Peters read it well off the bat and had it in his sights the whole way and was able to track it down, turned on the burners, and caught up to it. Here's Armas now. He's 1 for 3 with a home run. Solo shot. That's a 26. That is a fly ball in the gap. Again, on his horse is Peters, and Peters runs it down. So Peters with back-to-back excellent plays, flashing the leather a little bit out there in center field today. And here's Orlando Gonzalez. He's 0 for 3 today against Milt Wilcox. And Wilcox checks in with Lance Parrish. And he winds and deals. And that's a 63, a blank, and that will be an out. A 10 is a fly ball lined right to center field. So the center fielder makes all 3 outs. No runs, no hits, and none left. And we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Again, we got a couple of guys going in the bullpen. It's getting late, and it's a 3-2 Oakland lead, so we want to hold on to that lead. We got Lacey, the lefty, and Jones, the righty. That's a 13. A 13 will be a base on balls if it's a 1, and we roll an 8, so that's a fly to center. Here's Al Cowens. That's a 42. That will be ball 4. That will be ball 4, and that's going to be it for Minetto. We're going to go to the bullpen. We got a righty coming up, and we're going to bring Jones. Mr. Jones. And Jones is going to be, he's got his average stuff, so he's got his B stuff. So let's grab Jones real quick here. Where his card? Here it is on this side. Mr. Jones. All right, I was looking for Jones. He's the reliever. All right, so Jeff Jones is in here, running around first, the tying run in a 3-2 game. We're in the bottom of the 8th, and Minetto gave us an outstanding game, went 7 1/3. And here's Lance Parrish, the right-hander. Here's a pitch from Jeff Jones. and that is a 54. So that's a 54 chart result with a runner on first. So that is going to be men on base, wild pitch. If 2 falls within the range, it's probably going to be a Heath pass ball, because that's pretty darn low. And let's see, I got my Heath, that is a pass ball of 2. So Heath does get charged with a pass ball, and that's going to put the tying run in scoring position. So going to second base is Cowens on that pass ball. And here's a pitch. That's a 55. And that is a drive, and that's going to be down the line. Fair ball hits the line and kicks up some chalk dust and rolls to the wall into the corner. Henderson, scoring easily, is going to be Cowens, and into second base, tying the game with a RBI double, is Lance Parrish. All right, and here comes John Wackenfuss, the pitch from Jones, and that's a 34. That's a blank. Jones, and that's an out, and that is grounded to shortstop. Guerrero is going to look the runner back. And here's Tom Brookins, and we'll double check that with a runner on second and a 16. Oh, wait a second. There is an advance there. That's unusual. So there is an advance with a runner at second base. Straight up advance. It is. And that's very unusual to go to with a runner on second. It does say advance, so we're going to move him up. He does move up to third with 2 outs. Here's Tom Brookins. So Jones has his work cut out for him right here, because Brookins can hit, batted .275 with 10 home runs in 1980. Jones checks in with Heath for the sign. He sets and deals, and here's the pitch with 2 outs and the tying run at third base. Well, actually, the go-ahead run. The game is tied 3-3. It's a go-ahead run at third base. Here's the pitch to Brookins, and that's a 54, which is a 54 chart result. So we're gonna look here. Let's see where we found that 54 chart results with a runner. Well, there's a runner on, and that's going to be a pickoff attempt by the catcher. Roll a D6, strong arm catcher. Let's see what Heath is a strong arm catcher. So, and that is an automatic pickoff, 1-6. 1-6, he picks him off, and he is out at third base. A great throw down by Heath, the tag by Gross, and they got him. They got him at third base. So Parrish was basically totally shocked that they'd throw over to try to get him, and he just kind of fell asleep at third base, and they got him. And that retires the side. So 1 run on 1 hit, a big pickoff by Mike Heath there to end the inning. And we go to the top of the 9th inning now. Score is 3-3. Oakland at Detroit. All right, top of the 9th inning. It's Milt Wilcox still in there until he gives up a base runner. So it's 3-3. And here's a pitch to Mike Heath. That's a 35. 35 is a blank, and a 35 will be an out. A 12 is a pop-up to the left side. Third baseman Brookins makes the catch. 1 down. Next is Mario Guerrero. He's 2 for 2 today with a sacrifice. A double and a single. It's a 45. It's a blank. And a 45 again is an out. That's right back to Wilcox. And he throws out Guerrero. 2 down. And here's Jeff Cox. Jeff Cox today is 0 for 2 with a walk. That's a 56. And he strikes him out to end the inning. So no runs, no hits. And none left. We move to the bottom of the 9th inning here in Detroit. Jeff Jones against Tom Brookins. Jeff Jones, with a runner on third base, was able to pick off Parrish. Well, it wasn't Jones, but Heath, who threw down there and totally surprised Parrish at third base. So it's going to be Brookins leading off. He was batting when Parrish was picked off. And that's a 36. A 36 is a blank, and a 36 is an out. And that is bounced to shortstop for out number 1. Lentine is up there. So Lentine is a 15, and a 15 is bounced to third. Third baseman Gross fires the first, 2 down. Here's Stan Pappy, 33, and that is going to be a fly ball in the gap. After it is Murphy, and Murphy runs it down. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 9th, all tied at 3. We go to the top of the 10th. So what I'm going to do now is change it up a little bit, and basically what I'm going to do now is just, actually I'm going to start from right here. Start from right there, because I don't know how long this will go, so I'm going to go straight down the line. It's going to change it up of how I've been scoring up to this point, so we're going to do that there. So it's going to be Ricky Henderson against Milt Wilcox in his 10th inning of work. The minute he gives up a base runner, he's going to get pulled. But let's see how far he can go in this game. And here goes. It's a 44, and that is line base hit. And that's going to be a stolen base, and there goes Henderson. The throw down from Parrish, not in time, so it's a single and a stolen base. So Henderson is on at second, just like that. Murphy's going to bunt. Bunt him over to third, and the bunt is no good. It's, I believe it's a strikeout. Let me take a quick look. Where's that? Here it is. I believe it's a strikeout. Yep, it is a strikeout. So 1 down, runner at second base. Oh wait, I had to replace Wilcox. So anyway, he bunted there. So we'll just bring him in now. A new pitcher. It's going to be. Who is it going to be? We'll be right back. All right, here comes Pat Underwood, lefty, and he's going to have his B stuff against Dave Reverend. And we're not going to pinch hit for Dave Reverend here, although we could. But he's 1 for 4 today with a home run. Runner on second base here in the top of the 9th inning. And now I'm thinking that, you know what? Why don't I pinch hit for him and bring in Jim Essien, who can play first base? Yes, so we're going to bring in Essien. And he will pinch hit and play first base. And here goes. Here's the roll. The score is 3-3, top of the 9th. Actually, I'm sorry. We're in the top of the 10th inning. Excuse me. The 9th we played right here, so this is the 10th now. So I start using the same columns because since it's going into extra innings, I don't know how far I'll go. Here's the, oh boy, that's a 44, and that is ball 4. Man, just missed being a hit. So runners on first and second now. It's ball 4 for Essien. He walks. And now it's Wayne Gross, and we're going to get another pinch hitter. Let's see, it's going to be Jeff Newman. Jeff Newman can play third base, so Newman is going to come in, pinch hit, and play third base. And here's a pitch, Underwood to Newman. And that's a 13, which will be an out. It's a 10, so that 10 is a fly out to left field. Actually, to center field. It's a line out to center field for out number 2. So Jeff Newman lines out to center. And here comes Tony Armas. First and second, 2 outs. Top of the 10th. Underwood versus Armas. And here's a pitch. And a snake eyes will be 1 to hit a single. We roll a 6. That's base hit. And that almost guaranteed will score the speedy Henderson. And it says, oh my goodness, it's a left fielder assist roll. That means the left fielder who's out there. We're going to have to look at Lentine and see what he's got as a left fielder. His arm, oh no. Here's the throw to the plate, and he is out at the plate. Throws out Henderson. What a throw from Lentine. And it goes 7-2. And the inning is over. Wow. Yes, sir. Lentine is not the guy you want to run against. But an assist is automatic. An assist is automatic. And I was going to do it anyway, regardless, man. And but I see that you can't run against Lentine because that was a big mistake there. He's got a cannon. 1, 2, especially in 1980. I guess he had a bunch of assists in a short time. So no runs, 2 hits, and 2 left. And we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Wow. All right, so Arma singles, but Henderson is gunned down at the plate. All right, so let's see. Jones is in here now. I don't know what we did with his card. Where did Jones go? Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones. I'm going to have to look for that card now. Ah, there it is. Jeff Jones. He will be facing Duffy Dyer here in the bottom of the 10th inning, and we're going to continue here. I'm changing it up a little bit because it's extra innings, so I'm going to actually not use a column for each inning, but I'm going to start using the column for multiple innings. Here's a pitch to Dyer. That's a 4T, which will be a strikeout. 1 away. Top of the order now, it's going to be Peters and Trammell. Pitch from Jones, a 56, and that Jones is a B, so that's going to be a 50, 56, and a B will be a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Jeff Jones. And now with 2 outs, it's Alan Trammell. And that's a 35. 35 is a blank, and 35 is an out. And that's bounced to short, picked up by Guerrero, fires the first, in time, 3 up, 3 down. Oh, damn. I don't want to be doing that arrow because then, yeah, I don't want to be doing that arrow there. All right. No runs, no hits, and we go to the top of the 11th inning. It's going to be, again, I don't want to be doing that. I got to remind myself not to do that arrow because that arrow forces me to use the next. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to go here. So this is the first out of the inning. We're going to go, or this is the first batter in the inning, Gonzalez, then we're going to go this way. All right. So it's Pat Underwood. He can go how many batters? 13. We're going to leave him in there as long as we can. Oh, that's a ballpark. Ballpark. Orlando says no park home run. That 9 is going to be a foul ball. Roll again. So we're going to roll again. And it's a 34. 34 is a blank. Underwood is a B. And that's a ground ball and through the right side for a base hit. So a base knock for Gonzalez. And Gonzalez is fast. So Heath will swing away. He's actually a hit and run guy. We can use him for a hit and run. Let's grab our hit and run cards. And we're going to... Let's see, bunting. Do I have my hit and run cards? Oh, Jesus. I don't know if I don't think I have my hit and run cards. Let's see. All right, so then I have to look at the book, which is not a problem. So bunting, I got bunting here. I didn't bring the hit and run. All right, so let's try with the hit. Let's look at the book for the hit and run. And the run is going to be going there. It is 1 on, nobody out. Mike Heath, the batter. Pat Underwood. I'll try a hit and run. All right, and here's the pitch. And that's a 3, and a 3 is an A hit and run, single through the vacated hole. Runners advance 2 bases. So that's for an A and a B, and he is a hit and run A kind of guy. So that's a base hit and run to third. And Gonzalez over to third base. First and third now. And here's Guerrero. So the infield is going to be in for the Tigers with Guerrero. There's a pitch, and that's a 53. That's going to be a KD check. The 12 is too high. Now we're going to check for the range. Range says blah, 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 to the pitcher. What kind of range does the pitcher have? Pitcher range, where do we find that? Pitcher range is a 9. So we got to roll, and that's a 1. So he gets it. And that's going to be a 1-6-3 double. Oh, wait, with our infield in. Hold on a second. Ooh, it's a tricky one. Infield in here. So runner must hold, and I think, I know what this is going to be. I don't even have to look. This is going to be a runner holds. Pitcher looks the runner back, runner to second, and it's going to be a 1-3. That's all it could be right here. So now second and third with Jeff Cox is up. Oh boy, that's going to be a drive, and base hit, falls in, cut off quickly by the center fielder Peters. It's going to hold Cox to a single, but 1 run will score. Let's see if we can get 2 to score. It said, oh no, an assist again from the left fielder, and Lentine throws out another runner at the plate, but 1 run scores, and Heath is still, why did I do that? Don't do that. And Heath is thrown out at home 7-2. The second runner in as many innings that's thrown out by Lentine. It's an RBI single, driving in batter number 6 and a runner to second. All right, so 2 outs, runner on second base, and here's Ricky Henderson. Pat Underwood, the pitch to Henderson. That's a 56, and that will be a strikeout. Ends the inning. All right, but the A's pick up a run on on 3 hits. Lentine throws out 2 runners at the plate in the last two, one each in the last 2 innings. But the A's lead it 4-3, go to the bottom of the 9th, and all right, 1, 2, 3. I don't know why I did that. I shouldn't have done that. That means there's a new pitcher coming in. Jones is still in there. He still has stamina, so he's going to stay in there. All right, so Cowens is up here in the bottom of the 11th. The Tigers here at home trail 4-3. And it's Al Cowens. Here's a pitch from Jones, and that's a 64. Jones is a B. That's a 1-14 strikeout, and it is a strikeout, so he strikes out Cowens, 1 away. Lance Parrish is up next. A 32. 32 is a blank, and the 32 is an out, an 18, and that's a fly ball to center, 2 away. So the A's are 1 out away from a 4-3 11th inning victory here in Detroit. And here's a pitch to, you know what, John, we're going to bring in a pinch hitter for Wackenfuss. Let's see somebody who play. Steve Kemp. Steve Kemp is going to come in for Wackenfuss. Wackenfuss, Kemp. Pinch hitter. Let's see if he hits a pinch hit home run here. Ties it up. Here's a pitch. That's a 45. 45 is a blank. A 45 is a ball 4. Oh. All right. And now it's going to be Tom Brookins. And here's a pitch to Brookins, a 16. And that will be all she wrote. That's an out. That's bounced to shortstop. Flips to Cox. Guerrero to Cox. And the ball game is over. In the 11th, no runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left. The A's win it by a score of 4-3 in 11 innings. Wow. All right, so I guess the victory is going to go to Jones, and then Underwood takes the loss. Both great, a well-pitched game throughout. Lentine, saved the day there in the 9th, particularly in the 10th inning, and then he again threw out another runner and it's an automatic throwout on that assist situation there for Lentine to left. It was just bad luck that the same card came up. I'm pretty sure I picked a different card. I don't know. Let's double check. It's second home assist, and then where's the other one I used? Second to home assist. It just happened to be the luck of the draw. That Lentine got those 2 opportunities. Let me double check that it's the left there, and it's the left there. It's just the luck of the draw. It doesn't happen very often, but that was good. And Lentine is an automatic throwout, so he must have had a ton of assists. So That's about it. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, and hope you enjoyed the show. Take care, guys.